recording. Right. So we were talking about um, just give me a minute. Okay, please, thank you for that. You know, the consequences of being home. Yeah, so we basically continue from there. So this is the video. I will probably send to you guys because that one has had issues. So I think one of the first thing that we gonna do is dropping this database. I'm not saving this. We are not saving this. I'm not saving this. I'm leaving this one. I'm also leaving this one. I'm also leaving this one. Deleting this. I'm also removing this. Okay, so let us start. Let us start afresh. Drop database. What database? Student. Okay, good. We have just successfully dropped that. Okay, so one thing that we were talking about was create a database first. That's the first thing that we do. Then we call this a student. We click that guy. We can see that is being affected there. Then here we can basically say use. Okay, we can basically say what's going on. Okay, we're not saving that. Okay, so we can basically say use a student. I hope that's the right one. We created student, not students. Okay, so basically that is just being affected. So you're gonna see that. Then we can create a table. Create table command, and the table name is maybe user. User. Okay. We can basically do that. And we are using the example of my date. And date here. don't worry, we'll talk about this. My time and time here. My date, time, date, time. Okay, we effect that, and that's what we have there. Okay, so we can use a command called select or star from users. Okay, so we have that table with the following columns. Right, so continuing from there, basically. Okay, supposing you can see that, so please give me a thumbs up. Are we able to see that? Okay, thank you. So this is what we just did. Okay, so we have my date column, my time column, and my date time column. I think that's what we have there. Then just basics to set into that. Okay, we will explain what this means in a minute. So we use insert into, then the table name, then values. We begin column 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 by column. Okay, so we have we have that. Right, so let's look at what basically is going to happen. Because this is important. Kindly give me a thumbs up. Are you able to see this? Thank you. So we want to populate this, so we say insert, okay, into what's our table name? Users. Then we have value, okay, not value but values. Then we start putting the columns. So right, so let's do this. Select. Hi. Would you please join the meeting?
Okay.
Sure. Okay, please pardon me for that. O from users, so that we follow this well. Okay, then I'm gonna have that. Let me let someone in. Okay, good. Are you able to see the screen? Namkale, are you able to see the screen? Okay, thank you. Okay, so we're gonna say insert into users. Okay, basically you can write this in a single line. That's fine. Then you're gonna have values. You can write them in a single line. That's fine. And you have 3 columns here. Okay, so what you do, you need to have 3 of these. So this is column number 2 and this is column number 3. Then you can put that. Okay, so in this column, okay, so we're gonna put don't worry, I will explain. The first one is date, so I'm going to put the current date. The second one is time. I'm going to put current time. Then my date time, I'm going to use the new function. Okay. Don't worry, I will explain this in just a minute. Okay, so let us effect this. Basically, hold on, why? What's the problem? What's the problem? Insert into users. What's the table name? Yeah, it is basically users. It is basically users. So why has it behaved this way? Insert into user value current date. Current time. Is there anywhere we made a mistake? You have an error in your SQL syntax. Check the manual. Okay, where? My SQL syntax. Okay. I have an error in my SQL syntax. Users USERS. Okay, values, current date, current time, new what? What is really happening? Okay, you have near what? At line 5. At line 4. At line 4. Okay, I'm trying to fix this. Let's see. Column doesn't match the value at row 1. Select all from users. Let's do this. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, the problem is here. I see where the problem is. My data Okay, see where the problem is. I see where the problem is. Okay, so even if we do this, it can't. Okay, so let us do this. Okay, so where is the table now? My date. Good. Even now. What's wrong with my server? Error code, you have an error in your error in your SQL syntax. Check the manual. Okay, I can't find that. We'll look at other examples. Let's just explain this. Okay. We'll look at other examples, so let us just move on. I probably was hurrying when writing this. Okay, so basically this is the command for inserting the values. Then you have this column 1, column 2, column 3, because you have these 3 columns. Okay, so what current date does, this is just a function, okay, which automatically bring the current date. So for example, today's is 19, 5th month, then 2026, it will bring you that. Current time function also does the same. It will bring you the time it is, for example 1350 plus, Okay, so what now does this is also a function which basically update the date time, since you put the date time, so it will bring the current date and the current time at the same spot. Okay, so here um, here you can also say current time plus 1. It means this will refer to tomorrow. Okay, so when you say plus 1, it will refer to tomorrow. When you say minus 1, you refer to yesterday. So it will bring you the current date, but this date will be basically tomorrow as at this time. Okay, same thing what happens there. You can add a 1 here, you can subtract a 1. It means you are adding or subtracting a day. That's what it does. Okay, so these are some of the useful functions. When you look at I included this because there are systems. As long as that system functions, displays a time automatically, okay, without you setting. In fact, this also happens in the internet providers and network providers. You can set your time and date to auto update. So the auto update uses these functions. So these functions are in the databases, and as long as the system is working, these functions basically do that. So this will return all field table with everything inserted automatically. So it was supposed to be basically that. We'll look at where I was getting it wrong. I was trying to check the manual. There are just lots of commands, and maybe towards the end we'll do a deliberate error so that we learn how to check the manual for correcting these. Okay, same thing. Creates the table product. Basically now we introduce the concept of keys. Okay, so so what happens is, let's say product ID. What type of ID do we want this to have? An ID is an integer, and this is a primary key. And when you say primary key, basically what you are saying is this integer type of product ID should never be null, okay? Should never be null, should never miss. At the same time, should be unique. So it must have these two properties. Okay, primary key, it's a key which is 1 unique, 2 not now, right? Then when you say auto increment, basically what we are saying is you are not going to fill this column. It will start updating itself, right? And when you say product name, then we say that's variable character. The name differ. Today you can get Boom, tomorrow Safari, the other day Full Cream Milk, the other day Sugar. That's why we use variable characters. Then you put this to the length of the characters that you want, and products really differ. So we say these products must be unique. What we are saying is no two products should have the same name. That's what unique means. Then price, price, they are ngwes. So for ngwes we say decimal. So what we are saying is the first number is the length of the amount. And out of this length of the amount, this 2 is the decimal. So let's say you say 20, maybe 2002, 2002. So that is the length of the amount. Then this 2 is the decimal. So out of these four character length, we have 2 of them are going to be decimal. So when you go to ShopRite, you have things like 500.99. That is basically what they are referring to. So let us just do this in a real quick. So let us do this in a real quick. Okay, kindly give me a thumbs up. Are you able to see the screen? Are you able to? Kindly give me a thumbs up. Okay, thank you. Okay. So so let us drop table of users. We don't want it no more. Okay, that is affected. Then we create a different table. And what is table name? I want this table name. Products. Okay. And this table name is product. Okay, then we put columns there. Okay, so we have maybe product. Your names must be descriptive. Product ID. What type? Integer. We want to make it integer. Then since it's an integer, remember, just like double integer, these have automatic length. Okay, so int, double, float, and so on and so forth. Okay, so basically when you do that, what we are saying is, okay, we want to make this as our primary primary key. What we want is the ID of the type integer must never be null and must be unique. Okay, then we set this to auto increment. Okay, then maybe product name. Name, we say variable character there. Variable character, then we want maybe the character to be 30. Okay, then we say this must be unique. We don't want two product with the same name. Then we say, okay, we get the price. Okay, what is the price? Price, we allow decimals. Okay, then we pass in first of all what price. Let's say, okay, 10 figure length. Out of these 10, we want 2 of them to be the decimal places. That's what we're doing there. So basically, when you do this is affected products. So we can say select from products products. Good. So this is what we have. So this is what we have. Then we can say insert into, what's our table name? Our table name is product, and this is a typo here. Okay, into products, then values. Always don't forget we have 3 columns, so we put in 3 columns. So we put in 3 columns, then we do just that. So the first column is the product ID. Now, okay, remember, let us just refresh this. So we have the table here. So when you go to the table, then you do column. Let's do this. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. When you go to the table, then you press this down arrow and open the ID. This is basically the column ID. Then type int. Then this is auto increment. AI is auto increment. PK is primary key. Okay. So now, since we want this to be self self-inserted, we do not need the first column. Okay, so we do not need our first column. We just need the last 2 columns. Okay, and how do we insert into that? Basically we will look at that in just a moment. Okay, so we will look at that in just a moment. We will come back to that. So what I was trying to point you out to, basically, if you look at a product name, then you press this. What you are going to have is the product name without anything. Okay, then price, you're just going to have this, the type decimal, 10 length character and the like. So that's what we were trying to point you out. We will come back to that in just a moment. Okay, we will come back to that in just a moment. How did I reach here? Okay, so we will come back to that in just a moment. Okay, I think this is where we were. Auto increment feature is only applied to attributes such as primary key, not even basically that's what we are saying. Auto increment feature is only applied to keys like primary key. Okay, so to add a unique constraint, a constraint is basically a rule to an already existing table. Basically, first thing we have to do is we have to Alt means change. Okay, so basically you say Alt, then the table that you want to alter, then the table name, then add constraint. Okay, we add constraints to that, then the constraint name, for example unique, then you pass in maybe number of columns that we want for that. We'll look at that in a minute. Addition of not now, basically to an already existing table, you always have to say alter table, then the table name, then you have to modify. Okay, you have to modify the column that you want. Okay, then add to that. Maybe we just look at that in a minute. Okay, maybe we just look into that. Maybe we just look into that. Believe me, you are going to need this knowledge. You need it as much. So what to an already existing table, what you need to do is alter, then table, then table name. What is our table name? Basically this is products. Okay, this is, you can write in a single line. There is no problem. We just don't want to do this. Then you modify column. What column do you want to modify? So let's say I want to modify the column called price. I want to modify the price. Okay, let me look at this again. Okay, so I want to modify the price. Basically, what is the data type for price? You can just click there and check. This is decimal. This, you can just click there, here, and check. This is decimal. So this is decimal. Okay, then you pass in whatever you passed in. Basically that was 10 2. You can see here 10 2. Then you say not now, and this not now feature wasn't basically there. Then you do that, then you effect, and boom, this is effected. Now when you refresh, you just refresh that. Basically you have a not now feature. That means when you add, when you leave this column, okay, so when you leave this column empty, you get an error. What we are saying is this column must be filled at an instant for it to be effected. So that is the command we use. Alter table, then table name. You modify the column that you want with its data type, whatever you passed in there. Then you just put whatever you want there. That's what we're basically saying. Are we fine with that? Can you give me a thumbs up? Do we have people in the meeting? Okay, thank you. Okay. that is basically what you do. You can also put the default, let's say, to whichever number we just add 2 zeros. Okay, so if we say 400, out of that 400, the last 2 zeros will be 40.00. You can also delete from the table using using the command delete. Basically, this command or this feature drops all the rows. You just remain with the table, but all the rows are dropped. Okay, to query, I think we've done this. Select maybe first name, last name. This will basically bring you what you've specified requested. If you haven't used this term for all, what we are saying is first name. I just want the first name and the last name from such a table. So from what we have basically, from what we have is the product ID, product name, and the price. When we say price, comma, I mean product, comma, price, that is basically what we are going to have. Don't worry about specificity. We'll come to that, and this is what we are going to deal with really a lot in advanced database. Okay, that is what we basically doing. Okay, a bunch. Give me a minute. Mufuna flashing a phone. Yes, thanks. Mwala wa shan. Ni phone bwa? Tungaeshe kumulete lipira shinga. Nese palishenga. Nencheto yo. Apa nili meeting nzakuzana. Okay, so basically committing is saving. So we are introducing these terms. These are the terms we are going to deal with in later topics. In later topics, so to speak, we are going to deal with committed, uncommitted, rollback, and so on and so forth in your advanced database. So we are introducing these terms so that you have the idea of what is happening. Okay, so commit means saving changes, but MySQL Workbench has an automatic commit, but we can turn that off. We will look at how we turn that off. By default, it is on. So as long as you create a database, you create a table, you put values there, these are automatically saved. That's why it is called automatically commit or committed. So commit, there is auto commit, there is commit, and rollback. Okay, don't worry about what rollback is. So commit is saving. This is manually. Auto commit, this is automatically saving whatever we're doing in the database automatically by whatever database that you are using. So this is a good way of, even you can venture into MongoDB if you do have interest to do with cybersecurity. For example, if you want to learn how to hack, MongoDB is basically the best because it keeps data unstructured. It just keeps data anyhow. There is no order into which it keeps this data. But MySQL, oh no, it has order of doing things. So auto commit is set on by default, like I was saying, and saves our data. So to set to off, there is this command we write. This command. So when we say set, auto commit is equals to off. This when we go into our SQL and say set auto commit to off, what we are saying is we want, when we write data, whatever we are going to write in my SQL should not be saved until we save it manually. Okay, so this will not automatically save our data. Instead, okay, we have to set it back to on. So when we turn it off, we set it back to on. So we say set auto commit to on, semicolon, then for safety. So commit basically creates a save point. Okay, you guys that have been taught by Mr. Murphy, I think you guys were introduced to GitHub, and you are saying git init, git add, commit message, then you push to your GitHub. So commit is basically the way of creating a save point. Okay. Commit is creating a save point. Right. So we can create this table. Let's say student ID, student name, student first name, last name, school enrolled, and we put in real time people there. Let's say Mlenga Kawaso. I don't even know where I was getting these names. I don't know whether it is there or not. Chawezi Chipapa, this is from our CS. Sepiso Nyambe from our CS as well. Chileshe Wadia, CS as well. Kasongo Msonda. I don't even know who Kasongo Msonda is. Then department, we can put all that. Right. Yeah. So luckily we committed just type by commit. So rollback, basically what rollback is, let's say we have committed. Okay, we commit, we set auto commit to on, then we delete our data. If we commit, for example, we save our data, we create a save point. How this works is like this. You have a computer, you delete data. That data does not leave computer automatically. In the same way, phones, you delete a picture. This picture does not go away automatically. Instead, it goes to a trash, okay, or a bin. So that bin is a save point. You can retrieve this if you want at a later point or at a later time. So what rollback is, how rollback work is like this. When you commit, you create a save point. So when you roll back, what you are saying is you go into that bin where data is and retrieve whatever data you want. So this brings back our table. You just type a rollback, then you say semicolon there. If you delete, you just say rollback. Then you do just like this. No magic and all that. So you just go into your workbench and type in rollback, and that table which you just deleted will basically get back. Then we have alter features. Remember, you alter table name. You want to change a column from the already existing table, and basically by default, you can change a column from the already existing table, but you can also you guys have used Word before, okay? Microsoft Word. There are times a product key will be required. You can't type in anything. The product key will be required. What happens is they basically put a alter feature. So there are two features of alters. Okay, there's what we are calling read only and enabling encryption. So read only, read is checking, write is changing. So this enables us to access the database yet. Okay, no modification can be allowed. So there is no modification. It's only so it only reads. Okay, so we will look at how we put this in a minute. So what you do is just put this command, alter database, then the database name, and say read only equals to 1. Okay, alter database name, read only equals to 1. That means if you want to make the modification, let me show you. Let me show you what we basically mean. Let me show you what we basically mean. Give me a thumbs up. Kindly give me a thumbs up. Kindly give me a thumbs up. Can you see my screen? Okay, good. So basically what we are saying is so what we are basically saying is you first say alter, okay, database, then database name. What is our database name? Basically you can see here it's student. Okay, student. Then after saying student, you can set this to read only equals, then you set it to 1, then you do that. Is this the correct spelling for read? It is, huh? Why has it given me some news that this is not the correct spelling for reading? No. Some knows that this is not the correct spelling for reading. Okay. Auto database name. No, this is the correct spelling for reading. Okay. Student read only. Give me a minute. Let's see. Two more. Auto database, and our database is student. Why? Read is not valid at this position. Expected character set, character, collect, default, encryption, upgrades. Like, I'm checking the manual. Give me a minute. I see. The type of okay, that's why. There's nothing wrong. It's the type of my SQL workbench I got. Okay. It's the type of my SQL workbench I got, so I expect it to give me more issues. I must uninstall this one and install a different one. Yeah. Basically that. I must uninstall this because yeah. I was thinking I'm doing myself a favor. Yeah. I expect it to give me even more errors. It doesn't support this. I've just checked the manual. I should be able to just download a different one. Okay, so okay, basically that's what we do. That's what we do. So this sets our database to read only. No modification will be allowed. No changes to the column of the table. It means we have locked our database. It is called locking. Okay, and we are going to look at locks in our advanced database. It all comes from this concept. So to unlock it, we set it to 0. It means we bring it back. Okay, so to 0 here. So this is encrypting. So to drop the database, we have to copy this command. So alter database, then database name, read only to 0. In this instance, it can be dropped. So what we are just saying here is, as long as we lock, okay, as long as we lock, we cannot make modifications. We can't also drop this database. Never. Even we say drop database, you're trying to to delete your database. It can't be deleted. It means it was set to read only 1. So to do that, you have to set it to 0 to allow modification and basically dropping. That's what we're saying. To rename, same thing. So just rename this table name, then the new name. This is the old name. For example, we have student. We want to name it to students. So it just rename table student. That's the old name to students. That's what we are saying. Yeah, basically that. I think next time we should be we've talked about this already. Modify. Yeah, maybe we start from here on Thursday. Yeah, maybe we start from here on Thursday and wrap up with this meeting. I have to clean the video. Once I clean the video, then we will tell you where to access it. You just send the link, you access it via that link. Okay, so I hope we are okay at this point. Are we good? Kindly give me a thumbs up. Any question? Any question so far? Any question? Is everything okay? Kindly give me a thumbs up. Kindly give me a thumbs up. Done is okay. Funny, Perfius. Is everything okay? Okay, good. Have a pleasant evening and see you on Thursday.